Welcome to Through the Bible in 90 Days. Thank you for joining us for session 3, the study of Genesis chapter 28, verse 20, through Genesis chapter 40, verse 11. In these passages, we explore the profound spiritual lessons from Jacob's journey, highlighting God's presence and guidance, God's faithfulness, and God's purpose, even through life's struggle and family conflicts. I'm Dr. J. David Taylor, and let's get started. God's presence and guidance are evident in every step of our journey, even when we face uncertainties. In Genesis chapter 28, verses 20 to 22, Jacob makes a vow after encountering God at Bethel. He recognizes that God is with him and commits to honoring God if God would continue to protect and provide for him. This encounter teaches us that just as God was with Jacob on his journey, he is with us in every circumstance. Believers must trust that God's presence will guide them through their own journeys, no matter how difficult or uncertain the path may seem. Genesis 28 verses 19 to 20 says, "And Jacob called the name of the place Bethel, but the name of that city was called Luz at the first. And Jacob vowed the vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in the way I go and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on." See, these scriptures highlights Jacob's encounter with God at Bethel and the vow he made, recognizing that God's presence in his life's journey. Wow. Even when we face personal struggles and failure, God remains faithful to his promises. In Genesis chapter 29, verses 21 to 30, Jacob works for 7 years to marry Rachel, but he is deceived by Laban and is given Leah instead. Despite this betrayal and hardship, God continues to bless Jacob's life, blessing him with children and ultimately fulfilling his promise. This narrative teaches us that God's faithfulness is not dependent on our perfect circumstances or perfect actions. So even when others deceive us or when life doesn't go as we plan, God remains faithful to his promises, and he uses struggles for his greater purpose. Genesis chapter 29 verses 1 says, "And Jacob said to Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her." This verse shows Jacob's expectations after fulfilling his agreement with Laban, highlighting the moment before deception occurs. See, Genesis 29 verse 31 says, "And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened up her womb, but Rachel was barren." Now this verse demonstrates God's compassion towards Leah and God's sovereign work in the midst of a difficult family situation, showing his faithfulness despite human failings. Even amidst family dysfunction and strife, God works to fulfill his purpose in our lives. In Genesis chapter 30 verses 1 to 13, we see the tension between Rachel and Leah as they both strive for Jacob's favor and the blessing of children. Despite the competitive dynamics within Jacob's family, God continues to bless them with children and fulfills his covenant promises. See, this highlights that God can work through the challenges of family conflict and family dysfunction to bring about his will. Believers can take comfort in knowing that even in the midst of relational tensions, God is at work, bringing about his purpose and favor in ways we may not always understand. See, Genesis chapter 30 verse 1 says, "And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, Jacob, give me children or else I die." In Genesis chapter 30, it says, "And Leah said, a troop cometh, and she called his name Gad." These verses reveal the deep emotional struggle within Jacob's family and how God worked through these challenges to fulfill his covenant promises. See, life is full of struggles and challenges, and sometimes we feel like we're alone in those moments, whether it's feeling deceived by others like Jacob was by Laban, or feeling the tension of family strife and competition competition like Jacob did between Rachel and Leah, we often wonder if God is really there. It's hard to trust in God's faithfulness when things don't go the way we plan. But the real issue is not whether God is with us. The issue is whether we will trust his presence and guidance even when we don't understand what is happening. See, today let me offer you a new perspective. Just as God was with Jacob, guiding him, protecting him, and fulfilling his promises, he is with you. What if we begin to live with the belief that no matter what happens, God is working everything in every situation for our good, even in our struggles, even in our failures, even in our betrayals that we face. God is present, fulfilling his promises. His faithfulness is not contingent on our perfect actions or our perfect circumstances, but on his unchanging character. See, the key is to trust God, even when we cannot see the full picture. So believe it or not, this is the moment of breakthrough for you, and you have a choice to make. Will you continue to doubt God's presence and guidance in your life? Or will you choose to trust in his faithfulness and purpose for you? It's time to stop living as if you're alone on this journey. God has promised never to leave you, and his word is full of examples of his faithfulness. Just look at Jacob's life. Even in his brokenness, God worked through him, and God is working in your life too, believe it or not. Now is the time to trust him fully. Every step you take in faith brings you closer to the fulfillment of his promise. You are not alone in this journey. His presence is guiding you. His presence is protecting you, and his presence is providing for you. It's time to move forward with confidence in his faithfulness. I'm calling you today to take a step of faith. Will you trust that God is with you even in the midst of struggle? Will you believe that his promises are true no matter what you're facing? Your journey might be full of uncertainty, but God is with you, and God is guiding your every step. Don't wait until you have everything figured out. Trust in God's presence and his plan today. He is faithful, and he will fulfill what he has promised. Will you walk in God's guidance today? Look, would you make 3 declarations of faith with me today? I declare that I will trust in God's guidance and presence throughout my life's journey, knowing that he is with me every step of the way. I declare that I will remain faithful to God, even when faced with personal struggles, family conflicts, or deception, trusting that he will fulfill his promises. I declare that I will walk in faith, knowing that God is working through every situation to bring about his divine purpose in my life. Oh, our time is up. Thank you for joining us in this study of Genesis chapter 28, verse 20, and Genesis chapter 40, verse 11. In these passages, we explored the profound spiritual lessons in Jacob's journey, highlighting God's presence and guidance, God's faithfulness and God's purpose, even through life's struggles and family conflicts. This was session 3 of Through the Bible in 90 Days. I'm Dr. Johnny David Taylor. I will see you next time.